We continue here on our postgame show. Knicks wire-to-wire win over the Blazers. They win it by 30. Back with Wally. So Karl Anthony Towns, for the second straight game, gets at least 20 rebounds.
Wow.
Didn't score a lot again for him with 14 points. Got only 12 shots off, but give him credit. It's not impacting his ability to hit the boards. He's been phenomenal on the glass here the last two games.
Let's not forget this about Karl Anthony Towns. His ability to shoot the three and stretch the floor, it opens up driving lanes for all the other guards. Just him being out on the floor. Let's not forget that, because he's an elite three-point shooter as a big man. So all teams guard him out there. He does so much to help this team win in so many different ways when he plays like he did tonight, just pounding the glass, both ends of the floor. Height advantage all over the place, mobility advantage over Donovan Clingan. And then the passing. I mean, that is just a skilled play that he makes in his sleep, which not a lot of 7-footers have the ability to do that. So Karl Anthony Towns, despite the fact having a little bit of an up and down year, the Knicks are still 30-18 right now. They're on pace to win over 50 games. I mean, sometimes people think the floor's falling out of this team, but they're still playing great basketball, and Towns is still probably going to be an all-star. So all is good in Knickland.
Most rebounds in back-to-back games. Look at that. Towns,
there you go.
Camby, and now Towns at 42. At 22 against the Raptors the other night, and 20 tonight in the win over Portland. Post-game comments from Mike Brown. As Wally mentioned, the Knicks now a sparkling 30-18. They've won 5 games in a row. Welcome back, everyone, as the Knicks blow out the Blazers tonight, 127-97. We continue now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Next up, the Knicks play host to the Lakers Sunday night. That game's on national TV. So our next Knicks game here on MSG is Tuesday night, with the Knicks at the Wizards. Pregame at 6:30, and the game comes your way here at 7. Mike Brown's postgame comments, as always, presented by Chase.
You guys are good tonight. It's 4 of our last 5 opponents we've held under 100 points. And so defensively, our guys are doing a nice job. They're trying to do, what our rules are. They're trying to stay connected, trying to play off of one another. When that happens, good things happen for our team. We were 10 for 10 with 50-50 balls tonight. So we got after it in that area. Offensively, one of the things that we talked about at halftime, we had 9 assists. We went through a little spurt in that first half where we took some tough shots. The ball wasn't really moving, especially after it hit the paint. And then in the second half, our guys came out. They tried to touch the paint. They tried to move the basketball. And we generated 19 assists just in that second half alone. So that was good to see. A lot of really good performances from a lot of guys. OG obviously had a big game for us on both ends of the floor. Josh was big for us. Cat, this is Cat's second for sure consecutive game where he had 20+ rebounds. And, to me, that's what great players do. They impact the game in a lot of different ways. And for him to have 22, I think, against Toronto and 20 tonight, a double-double, it was huge. Because 6 of those were offensive rebounds and we beat them 20-9, and they're a very, very, very good offensive rebounding team. But we beat them, 20-9 in second chance points and held them to 8 offensive rebounds. So great job by our group throughout the course of the game. And then Mikal, he was our defensive player of the game. It could have easily gone to a couple other people, but Mikal was very good for us on that end of the floor with his deflections and coming up with, I think, two or three 50-50 balls on his own.
Coach, can you talk about the job defensively you did on Denny? Came in averaging roughly 26, had 11 tonight, 4 for 14.
Yeah, we just try to throw a lot of different bodies at him. And one thing we keep telling our guys, it's not one guy that's responsible for stopping another guy, because that doesn't happen in the NBA. You gotta be connected defensively, and it's basically 5 guys have to be on a string, and when that ball moves, everybody should move. And 5 guys, if 5 guys guard the basketball, like I'm saying, you'll usually get pretty good results.
Coach, your team has now won 5 straight. How do you like your team's mindset and approach during the stretch?
Our guys have been good. We went through a little bit of adversity in terms of our our wins and losses, and our guys just kind of stayed with it. And, we kept trying to help them as best we could. Those guys stayed with it. They stayed together. And, this is a veteran group that has been through a lot. And, they figured out, what they needed to do to play at a high level. And they're going out and they're showing it.
Mike, I know you guys just are coming off the back-to-back, but before that you had 2 days in a game and then 2 days off in a game. Are you seeing is that benefiting you guys? Are you seeing that on the floor with your group now?
No, for sure. To be able to spend some time in the gym where you're not worried about playing a game has benefited us a ton. We've made, like I said, we've made some changes on both ends of the floor, and the more time we have to continue working on them, the better we'll be at the end of the day.
Like you talked about the ups and downs that you knew were going to come during the season. During this 5-game stretch, are you seeing things beyond the scores that give you encouragement that they're reaching that next level?
Yeah, and it starts defensively, and like I said, the way the guys are on a string, that is at a pretty high level. You got to be connected on that end of the floor. Obviously, you got to be connected all the time, offensively, defensively, off the floor, but especially defensively because good catch, very good, because shots aren't going to go in all the time. And you got to be able to hang your hat on something if shots aren't going in. And for us to be able to rebound like we're rebounding a la Cat and defend like we're defending, coming up with 50-50 balls like we are, I got to take my hat off to everybody on this roster.
Mike, you've been around a bunch of different teams leading up to the trade deadline, and it can affect them positively or negatively. They can go into a funk or whatever. Do you pay attention to that stuff? Do you see sort of maybe a renewed focus just because there's so much noise surrounding your team for whatever reason? Do you even pay attention to that or with all correlation?
No, I mean, we understand that we have no control over the noise out there. And so, we have to have a bunker mentality. Not just during the trade deadline, but all the time, because there's a lot of noise out there, but, we're all human and you try not to listen to it. You just try to stay together and you keep moving forward, trying to get better as the days go along. And I think that's what this group is trying to do.
All right, Mike, when we talk about Jalen, and obviously for good reason, you spend a lot of time on the offensive side of the ball, but from my vantage point, you correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like defensively there's just been another intensity he's had. I remember in the Toronto game early, like blowing up screens, getting through stuff. What have you seen from him and just his contributions to how this team has defended as of late as well?
No, you're 100% correct. I mean, Jalen's a good defender, and obviously a lot of people were sleep on that, and I don't know why they have for years. But he's competitive, he's feisty, he's strong. He did. There was a clip that we used from the Toronto game. We like to make sure we 1-2 into the ball with a little physicality while leading with your chest, not with your hands, and getting over the screen as the ball comes over the screen. And if there was a definition on how to defend the ball in an on-ball in a pick-and-roll situation when you're on the ball, like I said, that play would have been it because he step slide, used his chest, and because he did that, quickly pushed off and he picked up an offensive foul. So, he's been impressed. He's been impressive leading with his chest, showing his hands and trying to play defense the right way with a little chip on his shoulder. And, so it's not just him. It's all of our guys that have done that. But, it's good to see, him doing it, especially with the scoring load that we put on him on the other end of the floor.
Talking about Jalen Brunson's defense Sunday. Lakers in town. They blew out the Wizards. We show everyone on the 150. They're now 4-2 on an 8-game road trip. Luka Doncic is playing out of this world. LeBron James, who knows how many more trips he's got back here to MSG in his career. going to be interesting Sunday night. What do you think?
It's going to be electric. It's going to be a big-time night. You know, all the stars are going to be out for that one. And the Knicks just got to continue to play good basketball. They've struggled with those Western Conference teams a little bit in that losing streak, 9 out of 11. Beat a decent Portland team here. You got to continue to play good basketball against the Lakers.
That's on Sunday. Knicks now 2-0. They sweep the season series from the Portland Trailblazers as they win tonight. Easily, 127-97. Jalen, Brunson, and Josh Hart both playing well. Knicks have won 5 games in a row. In 4 of the 5 wins, the Knicks opponent has scored fewer than 100 points. Look at those numbers.
Stifling numbers. It's all about percentages for me. And those opponent field goal percentage, 40%, and defending the three-point line at 27%. That is when you're starting to really ramp up your defense. That's a great sign for this team, showing that if you want to win an NBA championship, you got to play defense like this.
Blazers only 30% tonight from downtown. All Knicks tonight as they win it by 30. So the Knicks host the Lakers Sunday. That's on national TV. You can listen to the game on the radio on ESPN New York. Our next Knicks game here on MSG Tuesday at the Wizards. 6:30 pregame, game at 7. You can also stream our coverage on the Gotham Sports app. Up next here on MSG, it's MSG PM. A wire-to-wire win tonight for OG Anunoby and the Knicks. 127-97. The Knicks have now won 5 games in a row and playing fantastic defense. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.